But you got to know whose you are. Because when you know whose you are and when you know what you are, it doesn't matter. Look at somebody and tell them, I don't need validation tonight.
I don't need validation tonight. That's right.
You got to know who you are. You got to know whose you are.
That's right.
If their calling is to the world and yours to the community, what makes them more successful than you? They're not. A fork makes a great eating utensil, but it makes a lousy comb. Your success is parallel with why you were created, your purpose. Don't strive to be the next Martin Luther King. Don't strive to be the next Bill Gates or the next Oprah Winfrey. Be the best you that you can be, because the best you is more than enough. Embrace your purpose and you will experience the true happiness and the contentment, what it really feels like. Number 4, God always has a plan. Just because you don't see it or understand it, and it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We must condition our soul to stay on the course and not to jump ship when things look like and things take place and things are going to happen, because there is nowhere in the Bible, there's nowhere in your life, there's nowhere in a laying of our hands that you can delay or derail the plan of God. Look at somebody and tell them God's got a plan. It's got a plan. Oh, I know it didn't feel like it because you was in Lodabar. You was in a place of despair. You found yourself locked up down into a cave. Looked like nothing was going to happen. But oh, look at your neighbor and tell him, you've got to learn the power of now. It's now. It's now. You can't always appreciate where you're going until you appreciate where you are.
Yes,
where
God.
you are is the vehicle to where you're going. That's why you can't go away where you are. I know it looks like you're down. It looks like you can barely get up. But look at somebody and tell them, you got to work right where you are. What are you going to do with what you have? What are you going to do with what you got? What are you going to do with where you got to go? How are you going to get there? It's through your tribulation. It's through your experiences. It's through your downfalls. It's through your failures. It's through your hardships that you learn to appreciate what you have.
Yeah.
That's all right. But as stated with confidence in verse number 7, he gave it all up. He gave it all up. But what was the gain? Look what it says. But what things were gain to me, these I have counted for a loss. Paul said, I appreciated it. I thank God for it. But look, I don't even want it. Paul says, I'm willing. I appreciate it. It's mine. I earned it. But Paul said, I count it for loss for Christ. When Saul of Tarsus witnessed the resurrected Christ on the road of Damascus, there was some point at that encounter, a personal reassessment took place. The decision was difficult. The results of the personal suffering was predictable. But in his hearing the gospel, he could clearly see what his advanced status was in Judaism. It meant nothing in comparison to the excellence of the knowledge of Christ. What he found in Christ was far more greater than what he had gained among men. It was in the Jewish religion. In his former life, he had attained status and esteem of men. It was now when he would attain to the resurrection from the dead. The contextual flow begins here in the text. He says, look here. He says, not that I have already obtained or am I already perfect, but he said, I press on that I may lay hold to. Come on, he said that I may lay hold of that which Christ Jesus has already laid hold of me. Brethren, I do not count myself to look what to have already apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to the things which are ahead. He said, I press towards the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Therefore, let us, as many that are as measured, have this mind, that if anything you would think otherwise, God will reveal even this to you. Nevertheless, to this degree, that we may already obtain, let us walk by the same rule, let us be of the same mind. Wouldn't you agree? Paul had very clear view of his future. I do not mean that he knew the future as God knows the future. I do not mean Paul knew the daily details of what would happen to his life. When I say that Paul had a very clear view of his future, I mean that Paul knew what he would do. He knew his attitude and his perspective. He knew the plan was firm. What are the tremendous advances we have in our heart that contains the kind of detention and regardless of what we are, what we're going to be through our day-to-day experience. Look, he says, what may happen tomorrow that we cannot see? What strength we may have that if we ever try harder to have this commitment? Written by Paul, he says, from Paul, he states it in Philippians 3, verses 12 to 13. He said, these four things stand out in the passage. Paul, he looks, he says, I'm pressing on. He said, I'm pressing on. He constantly reminds himself as he views the text. Paul says, I'm pressing on. In the New Testament study of the Bible, we may be tempted to develop an appetite. This is limited. He said to clarify as the deep teachings of the scripture. We ought to dig deep. You ought not always stay at the surface. I know folk don't like deep preaching. I know folk don't like folk dissecting the text, but you always ought to dive into the text deeper so you can see God's plan.
Yes.
It's all right to stay on the surface when you're a baby because babies got to drink milk. But when you are a grown up and when you are mature enough, you desire the sincere meat of the scripture. So you got to dig deep. We should seek to grow in our knowledge. We ought to dig deeply into the scripture that can be richly rewarded to our labor. But let us never neglect the simple imperatives that demand of our attention every day. Look at the first two words in verse number 14. I press. I press. Paul says, I press. He said, look here, Mark Venden is quoted in a little booklet written by L.A. Mott. Brother Mott says, Mama Venden has a great line about Philippians 3 and 13 and point number F in the text. But he says the whole passage is the movement, the onward and the upward. Now this simple imperative is in verse number 14. It is what Christians must do. Get up and do every day. Press on. I know it looked like yesterday beat you down, but Paul encourages the reader. He encourages the readers as I encourage my brothers and sisters. He said, press on. In other words, what Paul was saying, he said, stay ready because something amazing is ahead. Look, let me indulge you for a moment. Look here. It is in the paramount of the importance of which we remain to forward thinking. It is easy to get caught up and attach our identity to the current circumstances of our life because it is always overwhelming with things in life because the scripture said that we will be overtaken by many things. We will be overtaken by this, that, or the other. In fact, the word of God tells us that when you see your brother overtaken in a fault, he says, you that are spiritual, he tells you to restore them.
Yes.
God promises success when we embrace his word and his will. His promises, he promises. So look, stay ready, stay prepared for what's coming. Don't delay your thinking because you got a setback in life. Whether it is your mate, your company, your business, your opportunity, something amazing is getting ready to happen. That's why every believer in the room has to be convinced that the future will be so much better. Joshua 1 and 18 says, keep this book of the law on your lips, meditate on it day and night, so that they may be careful to do everything written in it. Then will you be what? Prosperous and successful. You gotta keep on. You gotta keep on going. You gotta be of the like mind. You can't allow your beginning to define your end. Look, what do Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry, Ford Motor Company, Walmart, and so many other successful brands have in common? The beginning look nothing like their end. We tend to exalt the glory to the end of the product, overcome the gloominess in the process. A diamond has its value only because of the process. Otherwise, it would be just a glorified piece of coal. What may have a diamond potential, you got to have the potential of a diamond. But you must be what? First, you got to deal with the process and learn to become patient. The process takes time. God will always direct right situations your way. That's what the process would do. The process will allow you to become who he wants wants you to be. You said you wanted to be golden. You said you wanted to be perfect. You said you wanted to be this. You said you wanted to be that. Then you got to trust the process. It's the process. It's the process. Which brings me to the subline of my next conviction here. You won't be okay with me until I'm first okay with you. Oh my God, that's what it is. We see life through the lens of our experiences, our own experience. We see life through our own experience. That being said, you want to be with others and you want others to be with you, but you got to be like this. We don't see the things that are of, but we see the things that are to come. Ask God to help you to examine your past, even your present. It's in those things that we find the perfect will of God. That's why Paul reminds himself constantly. He keeps it in his mind of what God took from him. But Paul said, look here. Paul said, look, he said, I'm willing to count it as a loss. I'm willing to give it up. See, that's what you got to do. You have to allow your faith to become like a muscle. You know, you got to let it work itself out. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Most of us want stronger faith. But it has to be increased by only if you're using it. God sees down the road. He sees the strong faith. He sees what you're requiring. He sees what you're asking. But look at somebody and tell them you got to work the faith. You got to work your faith. It's your faith. It's your faith. The scripture said that if you have faith the size of the grain of a mustard seed, that you'll be able to move mountains. You got to do what Paul did, focusing on the things that you have. Paul began to bring back into his recollect. He began to think about, he began to reminisce of what he used to do. It didn't just make him ungrateful, but it made him grateful for where he was. Which brings me to the point, how do you handle your past? You can't effectively move forward while always looking back. This is why the car windshield is much bigger than the rear view mirror. The past is important, but it can only be as important as a point of reference. What's most important is what's happening now. Don't give up on God because of what you used to go through. Don't give up on God because where you used to go. I know folk will always bring up what you used to be and how you used to be, because it seems like only church folk can remember what you used to do and what you used to have. But oh my God, you've got to make your conscious effort to give today and move forward to tomorrow. You got to put all of your energy. That's why Paul said, brethren, I do not count myself to have made it on my own. Paul reminds himself again over and over and over and over again, I just couldn't get to where I am by myself. Paul identifies himself with you, the reader. Paul said, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to that which lies ahead. He says, I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize which is in God in Christ Jesus. Look what it says, I press on. You know what it implies. It implies pressure. That's what pressing means. The harder you press, the more pressure that you have to apply. So long as we live here on earth, we're going to constantly be under pressure. Whether it's the devil whispering in your ear where you used to go and what you used to do, or whether it's your mother or your spouse that reminds you of how you used to be a drunk. I tell them thank you when they start reminding me of my past. That's just my opportunity to just thank God.
Yes, God.
I never had a past.
Yes, God.
I never went off and ventured and did things outside the will of God. I will never begin to appreciate God's perfect will, His plan, His purpose, His potential for my life. Forgetting. In the ordinary routine of our daily life, we got to consider forgetting as to be a virtue. The busier we are, perhaps the older we are, the more distressing it is to forget things. We are disappointed as we may disappoint others when we forget things. But here in the case where forgetting is a virtue, it is valuable and recommended. You know, once something is done, what the options are. If you have done something wrong, somebody, you recognize it, you repent of it and ask God to forgive you, and you be thankful for Jesus that He pardoned it when He died. If you have done something right, you can remember the deed with the pleasure and with the continual ongoing upward path. If by somebody had done something wrong to hurt you, you have to have the ability to look at the problem and not the offender. That's what Paul said. Paul said, I forget those things which are behind me. Paul said, I don't remember those things as things holding me back. But Paul said, I'm grateful because forgetting became a virtue, and the virtue that pushed me into now.
Yes, 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 yes.
Reaching forward. Reaching forward.
Reaching forward.
Here is the connection of the text. We should associate forgetting with reaching forward. In all sorts of relationships, there comes a time when healing can only take place. When you forget what is behind and you reach forward to what is ahead.
Yes, yes.
In marriages, in relationships, and friends, church hurt. Not just church hurt, but the hurt of the children, the hurt of your spouse. When you look at what that has done and what it has processed, it brings you to a point. When trust has been broken, when damages have been made, when feelings have been hurt, things that have been said, done to disrupt and create the distance. If everybody involved would just look up the road and take the humility to confess their sins, admit their neglect, and make their apology, go the extra mile, then forget it.
That's it right there.
Yes, God. Forgive and forget it.
But the thing that kills
It.
That's it right
most of our churches
My God, my
is that we
God.
can't forget it.
Yes, yes.
We can't forget
there.
it. We always remembering who did it.
Good God.
Always remember where they did it. Always remember how they did it. But Paul encouraged us to forget it at the value of reaching forward.
At the value. At the value. Yes, sir.
Shouting is good.
Yeah.
I love the shout. I love the praise God.
Yes.
I love the praise Him. I love to give Him glory. I love to give Him what's due to Him.
Yeah, yeah.
Say so.
But there comes a time where all of us would tell the truth that our past overriding our praise. There was a time that you couldn't get yourself to praise God
Yep.
because what took place.
Yes, yes.
Sister Sue had to come over and push you into a praise.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh, don't play me cheap. As all of us sitting up in this room, there was a time we didn't feel like coming out giving God what was due because we had a lot on our mind. Be honest with your own self. See, it's easy. Anything in my notes, I'll get to you for free. It's easy to get somewhere in church as long as you got the know-hows.
Yeah.
As long as you know what to do.
Yeah.
As long as you know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Paul was born and bred. Knew what it took.
Yes.
Knew what it meant.
Yes, yes.
But didn't value it. All of us sitting under the sound of my voice had a time where we devalued where God was trying to get us to because of where we were.
Yeah. Come on. That's right.
But Paul encourages us to reach forward.
Reach forward.
He tells us, he implies it here in the text, don't worry about how. Focus on what.
Yes.
See, that's the problem. Most of us are worried about how we going to get it done.
That's it.
My Lord, my Lord.
Who going to do it? Who going to sow? Who going to place? Who going to do it? But God tells us don't worry about how. To focus on the what. I remember as a child, I never forget it, in 1993, where my grandmother, the bishop, the Reverend Doctor, if you please, Nancy B. Jenkins. I never forget it, where God took a handful of people from a little red door church that stood on Campostella next to Price's. I'll never forget it. Before you saw all, right up next to John Open Air Market where it used to be right there. That little storefront church that was right there with the red door. That's all folks saw was the red door. But they never saw the hole in the roof. They never saw the disenchantment of the coldness of the going into church where the kerosene heater used to be in the middle of the church. And grandmother would admonish the saints to give God praise to the point that the Holy Ghost came on a cold night and had to turn the heat off. I remember my grandmother, how God took that woman. My God, at verse years of ministry, I remember the stories that she told me as she embraced the call of God on my life. I remember how she told me she was a little 16-year-old girl raised up in a little rural town of Belhaven, North Carolina, where they at the time didn't have a stoplight. Little rural town. But during that time, deep down into the deep lines of the North Carolinians, they didn't appreciate the authenticity of a woman preacher. They didn't appreciate the value. So this little 16-year-old girl, daughter of an old Baptist preacher, I'll never forget it. Her father identified the call of God on her life, told her to go forth. The men got so upset, got so confused with what the will of God was until they entitled and enchanted their own motives. So they called on the root doctor.
Wow.
And they said, she gonna get up there, but she won't be able to say a word. They put down throughout the time, as I remember, and I hear the story in the back of my head, they put down the goo-goo dust that the voodoo doctor would use. So that when she would get up there, she wouldn't open her mouth. But the Spirit of God took her in such a praise
God Almighty.
that it shut their mouth. That's why you can't worry about how. Focus on what. In my life, as I strive to do things for the kingdom, I'm learning how central it is to my business. My business is what? God's business is why. When God gives you a vision that feels too big for you, He doesn't always intend for you to understand all the nuts and the bolts of how it will come to pass. That's His business.
Thank you, Jesus.
Our job is obedience.
Jesus.
Automatic doors in department stores don't open until you move towards them. As we walk in obedience and as we create an atmosphere to charge our faith activities, the sensors of the door of the promise.
Jesus.
It's got to open.
Jesus.
It's got to open. It's got to open.
Yes.
Isn't this why Jesus said in Matthew 5, leave your gift therefore before the altar and do your way. First he reconciled to your brother and then come to offer your gift. Look at the context. He said, agree with your adversary quickly. A lot of us want to fly. Want to take flight, Pastor Kim. But you do understand, last time I fly, if you got extra baggage, you got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. That's why you got to get over your guilt. You got to, that's the problem. And let me take a sidebar. That's the problem with most of us in the church, is that we act like we forgave. We act like we got over it. But deep down inside, we really ain't.
That's the truth.
You can tell by the remarks.
Yeah.
You can tell by the shoulder. You can tell by the attitude adjustments. You can tell by the quick hellos and the quick goodbyes. You can tell that there's still an issue. I know it looks like you're over it. Feels like you're over it because you don't shout it. You don't give God praise. You don't sing the songs of Zion. But as soon as you walk out the door, the weight picks back up.
Right, Doctor, you telling the truth. My God.
I've been in church since I was 4. Been saved since I was 9. But as my grandmother say, sweetly saved since I was 16. And still after being sweetly saved, still ain't got it all right.
Come on.
But it's the demand of the church, but not the demand of Christ.
Wow.
Paul reminds himself of the text as he refers it, and he connects himself to his past, that God is looking for a day-by-day process.
Yes, yes, yes.
Paul looks at it. Look at it. Come on, study it. Some 25 years of ministry Paul has had in. Paul still put in his mind that I ain't quite got it yet.
That's good.
The scripture tells us to be woe of those that ain't like they always got it. Ain't never gonna mess up. Let me tell you, I can tell you. See, that's the problem with most of our churches, is that we're not transparent enough.
True.
And that's what's killing the young folk.
Wow.
Is that we're not transparent enough about our past, about where we've been, about what we've done and who we've done what to. But the truth of the matter is, you can hide it from me all day long, but God sees it. And he knows it. But the real truth is, will you be transparent enough to save somebody?
Wow. Wow. That's right.
Would you let your past become a shame?
Well.
That it becomes an altar?
Somebody else.
Good God
That's what he tells them. According to the Mosaic law, God demanded them to create an altar.
That's right.
Or he wouldn't descend
That's right.
until the altar had been prepared. So sometimes you got to make God an altar.
Wow.
You got to make him an altar. So Paul encourages us. He tells us here that you got to walk by the same rule. In the conclusion of the body of the text, Paul tells them that you have to walk by the same rule. He said, if you have noticed, he said in your reading and your studies, the premise of the figure of the speech, walking. When Paul wrote about our behavior, our direction, our progress in the life, often used as the figure of walking, it is to be appropriate because walking involves action towards a destination.
Yes. It's good.
And if you're going to get towards destiny,
Yes.
you got to abide by the rule. If you're going to get caught up to the promise, I know you think you can shout your way there, but you can't.
Can't do it.
But here in Philippians 3 and 16,
Can't do it.
where are we going? Where are we walking by the same rule, action towards the destination? He emphasizes here by the rule, the standard of which we walk. God has defined the action that leads to the right destination.
That's right.
It becomes, as we tie it into the contrastivity of your theme, it becomes the sonar of the plane. It leads them and navigates them
Yes.
into a direction already set course.
Yes.
Ain't that something? It's already set course.
Yes. That's right.
All you got to do is walk by the rule.
Ah.
When you walk by the rule, the plane itself, don't you know that most pilots don't really fly? They just land the plane.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's true.
Most of them take off and then set the course to autopilot.
Ah.
Yep.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
You right.
All God is waiting on
Oh, Jesus.
is you to hit the autopilot.
Good God Almighty. Jesus. My God.
That's all He's waiting on. But the struggle of the
Lord, let
turbulence
God.
comes in with a pilot
My God.
can't recognize when it's time to hit autopilot. That's what turbulence comes from. So in order for the pilot, thank you, Holy Ghost, to gain position, he has to take the plane.
Good God Almighty. You teach us, sir. You teach him. You teach him.
Of the force below.
My God.
So, Paul He challenges us here in the text.
Yes, it does.
As we look at the contrastivity of the text, he challenges us to forget it, trusting that we'll have the faith to press, but the wisdom to receive.
Wow.
It's there that Paul teaches us the art of managing, mother, our expectations. You can't put a higher demand on what the Spirit is calling. The Spirit, he drives, he directs. All he requires us to do in this season is to take the plane off ground and hit all over. But most of our disappointments in our life comes from the unrealistic or the unfair expectations. You're not being negative. I call them a spade a spade.
Yes. That's what it is.
People are who they are.
That's it.
Despite how much you would like $1 bill to be a $20 bill.
Thank you. Say that again. Can't change
It can only give me what is the capacity of it
That's
to
it
be.
right there.
Wow.
Wow.
The $1 bill is not wrong. I am the one who needs to adjust my expectations of it. Many times we make people in situations wrong when they don't meet our needs, when in fact we are who just pick people who have incapable to do so.
Amen. Wow.
So he teaches us in the text, in forgetting, we manage our expectation. And then my last endeavor here, then I'm done. Trust the process. See, it's hard for a person going back to that little red church that wasn't qualified or called to be what she was. It was hard for my grandmother to take a handful of people. During that time, she had a nursing home down on West Lane, down near the old Chesapeake, near the old airport. She had a nursing home called Jenkins Rest Haven. And there in that 100-bed facility, but still that red door church, God opened the door to fill that building to capacity of devoted veterans that at the time, because they linked up to the right person, they got the right grant, and God granted the right number per bed so that they would not only supply the need of the business, but the need of the church. So God